Hello, this is Dean Malone with Synergy Pro Trader, and I want to take a few moments to thank you for downloading the PDF special report, the 4 elements of a successful Forex system. I hope it's opened your eyes to some of the ways that we as traders perceive the market based on our own beliefs and experiences, and also I hope it's given you some ideas about the nuances of how to go about trading the marketplace. And what I want to do in this quick video is to briefly go over some of the key elements within the PDF report that I think is important. And so as we get going, just take a moment and consider some of the things I'm going to share with you in this video. First off, if you think back in history at some of the most influential thinkers and philosophers, you have to consider Aristotle. I mean, here's a man who was a philosopher, a polymath, a prolific writer on numerous subjects, from logic to mathematics, science, physics, a very influential person on Western philosophy. And the interesting thing that he found about human nature is simply this: we are what we repeatedly do. So as I share with you the things that we do in perceiving the market, we have a tendency to repeat that over and over and over, and oftentimes to our own demise because we're doing it out of awareness. We are not aware that we do it. It's kind of a subconscious thing that we go about doing things that may not actually seem to be helping us, but we have a tendency to do that. So what I want to share with you as we move forward is something that I talked about a little bit in the PDF report. If you take a look at this picture, what do you see? Most people would say, I see a face, but you would be wrong. What you have here is 3 circles and 1 line. This is one of the basic core reasons why many traders have some difficulty in learning to trade the market, because it's the perception from experiences that they have had in their life. We perceive, and therefore we put our perceptions upon what may be not necessarily reality. What I'm getting at is our perceptions make our reality. But yet our reality isn't necessarily what the market's doing. Because when we take a look at this, what we really have here is apophenia. Apophenia is the act of discovering meaningful patterns in data that do not actually exist. So as we look at this, we have 3 circles and 1 line, and we perceive a reality that there's a face, which in fact, there really isn't one there. And what I've found in my years of experience of trading is this one phenomenon that's fairly natural in all human beings has a tendency to keep traders from becoming as good as they'd like to be. So let's take a moment and consider something that we're familiar with. Take a look at this. Is this a price chart or not? As you take a look at this, depending upon your trading experience, you're going to see certain things in this chart. You may see breakout points. You may see an ABCD pattern. You'll see support resistance. You'll see downward channels. You'll see upward channels. Our eye is trained to see these patterns. But is really a price chart or not? It's really not. This is a chart consisting of about 500 coin flips. Heads or tails. Heads, I've got little bars moving up. Tails, I've got little moving down. But what we have a tendency to do as traders, and in several different areas of our life, is we put perception on what we think reality really is, when it may not really be that at all. So when we come to a price chart, what we need to realize is it's like the coin flips. It's just simple raw data. And before we start applying what we think we see is there, we ought to consider some of the things that really are there, that the market in and of itself is determining what's going on. So I'm going to share with you that there are 4 key elements in determining what the market's doing. And the market's willing to share that with us. We just have to allow the market to show it to us. The first element of a successful Forex system is price action. That's bottom line key. We've got to determine what price is doing, not perceive what price is doing as much as allowing the market to tell us what price is doing. In this case, if we can look at price as price is being given to us by the market, and we can illustrate it in such a way that it gives us movement up and movement down, we can start possibly looking at what are the patterns within price. But remember, price patterns alone, price action alone isn't the full story. How can I say that? Have you ever noticed a double bottom thinking it's going to go up and it doesn't? Or a double top thinking it's going to go down and it doesn't? There's more to the market than just price action. The second element is trend. And if we can have a distinguishable direction of price movement, price has a tendency to move up and down, up and down. But if we can distinguish that that up and down movement is slanting upward or slanting downward or rolling over from going up to down, we're going to be in a better situation. As I mentioned in my report, it's often difficult to determine when a trend starts and when a trend ends. But when you match price action with the trend, you can start to see and identify those turns in the marketplace. But we're not done yet. We have to also consider market sentiment. Market sentiment is that prevailing market attitude based on traders like you and me, including the institutional traders, with differing beliefs and opinions about what the market's doing. As you can see here, the market started making a move to the upside. But look down below here. When we take a look at the sentiment in the marketplace, notice that we have this high representing this high. But notice how the market is moving up right here, but yet it's not as high as the previous high. Even though price is pushing up right here, the sentiment in the marketplace is showing weakness to the upside. So in this case, we can say, well, price is showing a potential double top. The trend is starting to move down. This is a lower high than that high. So we're starting to see the trend go down, and we're having sentiment confirming what price action is showing and what trend is showing. Now the final piece to the puzzle. Volatility. Volatility is the speed of the market, sometimes referred to as the energy behind the market. It's the market stepping on the gas or stepping on the brake. And in all my trading experience, I found the greater favorable trades is when the market has speed, has energy, the market stepping on the gas. So in this case, when do I enter the trade? I can see here that we have a double top from price action. We're seeing the trend come over. We're seeing weakness. We're showing downward movement due to the sentiment in the marketplace. Now is the market stepping on the gas. And we can see here clearly by the move in volatility, the market stepping on the gas. It's the speed of the market. It's driving. It's getting faster. We have all the components working together. See, the beauty of these four elements is that they do work together. You don't look simply at one and determine that's all I need. When you put the four together, that's what makes for a good trade. So remember, each of the four elements do not make a good foundation for a trading system of their own. They must trade with one another. And when they trade with one another, what you're going to find is the synergy of these four elements that makes for a good trade. Well, folks, that's just a little quick wrap of what I talked about in the PDF and stressing the four elements and stressing also one of the primary reasons that we as traders tend to see things that may or may not actually be there just from the natural phenomenon known as apophenia. And you probably never knew about that, but we have the tendency to do that in a number of areas of our life. Now, by the way, I just want to say thanks to all of you for your comments and the feedback that I'm getting from the report. I really do appreciate that. And I tell you what, look for some additional videos from me and some additional information about some of the ways that you can use these four elements to help you trade the market better. Well, this is Dean Malone with Synergy Pro Trader, wishing you a great trading day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.